Hello and welcome to The Great Machine. Before we get started, I just want to say this person, this developer, Jonas Kairetze, that was a terrible attempt at pronouncing his name. I don't know why I said it like that. Yes, he makes really interesting games. He makes really interesting stories, and he makes them in games. And also, I think, a little bit of film work. I have to look at his website again. I don't remember how I stumbled across him, but he makes some really interesting things. This is one of those things. Additionally, this looks very strange. Don't turn away, though. It's worth it. This is basically interactive fiction. This is, well, it says Winfroth's, so it is a copy of Winfroth's specifically running The Great Machine, which is interactive fiction. It's this whole thing that was very popular, or, well, maybe not very popular, but it was around quite a long time ago. It was a early computers thing. You know, you had, well, as you can see there, it has some stuff about you can look with L and save and restore, and basically you type in little commands and it does the things that you tell it to. This particular interactive fiction is a little more basic than most, or maybe not most, but than like the average one, I guess. But that doesn't matter. What matters is the story. And before I play it, though, I'm going to actually ask you to do something strange. Don't keep watching this video. Stop now, download the game, play it yourself, okay? This is something that's best played yourself. And I have to warn you, though, it is a disturbing game. Let's go ahead and get started, then. Here stands the Great Machine. Its eyes are gold and silver, and its name is Urizen. The argument. The Great Machine. Ever does it turn, marching forward into eternity, turning the blood of men into history. Caught in its terrible gears, the world wails, turning, turning, ever turning. The end is marked by a wheel of fire. A sudden pain. Screams. A little girl's eyes. Flesh. Urizen. You wake up. Get up! Your eyes are still closed. You feel weary and dirty. Your mouth is filled with slime, as if you'd just drowned in some god-forsaken swamp. Fever. Get the fuck up! You open your eyes. You're in a tent, and a man in a military uniform is standing above you, looking down angrily. You feel disoriented. You're not supposed to be here. It's dark and ugly and cold. You can hear the rain outside. This is no place for a man, but you're still here. Always here. There's no way out until the war is won, and the war never ends. This is not a mistake. This is your life in hell. Oh, so you're awake. Now will you get up, or do I have to kick you? As you can see, I have the options to get up or look around. You get up slowly, feeling a strong pain in the back of your neck and a terrible weakness in your bones. The man looks at you in disgust. Look at you, you piece of shit. You should be ashamed. You call yourself a soldier? Yes, sir, you mumble, trying not to vomit. You know what I think about people like you, huh? No, sir. People like you should be killed off when they're born. Intellectuals, artists, you're all faggots and weaklings. The nation doesn't need your kind. We have a war to fight, and you're just getting in the way. For a moment, he seems poised to continue his tirade, but thankfully he stops. So I'm glad they're giving you this job. Either it'll turn you into a man, or it'll get you killed, and I'm fine with both. Job? You ask? Oh yeah, they've got a job for you. Why do you think I'm wasting my time talking to you when I have better things to do, like making sure the real soldiers don't get killed? Now get yourself to the general's tent. He'll brief you on your mission. I'll be waiting outside with your equipment and supplies. Giving you one last disdainful look, he exits the room. You can hear the prattle of rain. In a nearby tent, someone is moaning in pain. You feel cold. You exit the tent. Outside, the ground has turned to mud and the constant rain. Everything seems to be gray and cold and somehow abstracted. You are surrounded by tents filled with soldiers like you, but you feel alone, as if you were in a ghost town. Most of these men will be dead before long. You suddenly notice a broken man sitting in the mud next to your tent. He appears to be invisible and is quietly mumbling to himself. The strange sound reminds you of a chant. Before you manage to say anything, the broken man screams and jumps up at you. You manage to avoid him and he falls face down in the mud. He begins to sink, and within a few seconds there is nothing left of him. You feel ill. There's nothing you can do, so you decide to go to where you're supposed to be going. You walk through the mud for a few minutes and arrive at the general's tent. The rain should cleanse you, but instead it makes you feel ill. Not too far away, you can see the man who woke you up approaching with a box in his hand. Inside, there's a large metal table covered with maps and documents of all sorts. 3 men are standing by the table, their eyes as cold as the night. When they see you, they gesture for you to come to the table. Welcome, soldier. Do you know why you have been brought here? Yes, sir. You have a mission for me. That is correct. One of the 3 men, the general, comes closer. There's a sense of nothingness about him, of empty places and despair. This mission is of critical importance to the war effort, but due to the current conditions we cannot afford to send in a large number of men. The enemy is too close, and such a move would draw his attention. Nevertheless, move we must, to eliminate a dangerous individual that is a threat both to our morale and to the safety of our operations. He takes out a map of the area and points to a place several miles to the north. At the location that I have marked resides said individual, named Los, in a small chapel upon a hill. Do not be deceived by his appearance. He has aided the enemy on many occasions and has caused the desertion of a number of our troops. He must be eliminated without mercy. Do you understand? Why me? Your profile is in accordance with the needs of the mission. There is nothing more you need to know. Yes, sir, I understand. Very well, you will be provided with all the necessary equipment and a photograph of the target. Also, take this map. I suggest you take the northeastern road through the swamp. You are less likely to encounter enemy troops there. Also, we have an outpost near the edge of the swamp. You can find help there. Good luck. Serve your country with honor and report back to me when you have succeeded. Dismissed. You exit the tents and find the man who woke you up waiting for you with some equipment. Guns, ammunition, a backpack, and some rations. He also hands you a photograph of an old-looking, bearded man with white hair and fierce eyes. That's the sucker you have to take out. You think you're up to it? He spits on the ground. You don't answer. Faggot. He turns around and leaves you. You set out from the camp at around noon. It is cold and wet, and the sky is covered in dark clouds. You feel ill. The road you follow winds through the hills and appears to be empty. You meet no one. After an hour or two, you walk by a rotting corpse. He appears to have been a soldier, but the body is in too bad a state to tell which side he was on. Thousands of others have fought and died on this very spot, ages ago. Their names are forgotten, their causes gone. Their bones are buried below your feet. You do not know this. Walking on, you come to a bridge over a small river. As you near it, you hear a sudden bang and a bullet lands not very far from you. It appears to have come from the bushes on the hill to your left. You look around but can find no suitable cover. You run towards the bridge as fast as you can. Another shot is fired, but it does not hit you. You keep on running until you're sure that you're not being followed. Then you pause to take a deep breath and continue walking. You notice that your hands are still shaking a bit from the fear. Hours pass. You walk on. It is getting dark now, and you have to eat something and rest. You're still not anywhere near the swamp or the outpost. You feel horribly tired and dirty. Pulling out a blanket from your backpack, you think about where to rest. You look for another place to rest and find that there are some large bushes on a hill not far from the road. It makes sense to rest there. It's safe, and the bushes offer some protection from the icy wind. As soon as you close your eyes, you begin to dream, and the dream is a nightmare. Bullets are flying all around you, voices are screaming, the sky is bleeding. Above all of this, there is the sound of a great wheels turning, terrible black wheels that crush all hope. You scream, but you are caught on a wheel of fire. There is no way out. You awaken with a start. Cold sweat covers your body. You feel more ill than ever before as you continue on your way. You can barely down your ration. You feel cold. So cold. There is a sound in the distance. Is someone screaming? You're not certain. No, it must be something else. It sounds like the voices of the damned, and there's a smell, beyond words, the smell of death. You feel ill. As you move closer, you see the first piece of flesh lying in the road. It is covered in flies, and it is screaming, "Death! Death! 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 Death!" You feel as if you might collapse. You climb up a hill and attempt to continue on your way while avoiding the road. At first it seems to work. The screams, "Death! Death! 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 Death!" aren't quite as loud anymore, and the stench is more bearable. But after a few minutes of walking through the muddy hills, a different sound arises, a wailing of unspeakable sorrow and despair. As you crest a tall and particularly steep hill, you come upon a scene of utter desolation. The ground in front of you is burned and covered in ashes. Scorched pieces of flesh lie scattered. You feel ill. The burned ground covers a large area. In its middle, straight in your path, stands a ghost. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to continue any further. Play this game. Trust me, it's worth it. It's a lovely, horrible story. Thank you.